Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 10 of my 12 Days of Christmas Challenge. All right, I want to read to you three scriptures, and I want to see if you can find the common thread in each one of these. All right, the first one is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. The second one, Luke 11:34. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body is also full of light. But when thine eye is evil, thy body also is full of darkness. And then the last one, Matthew 5, verse 15. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Now, it might be very obvious that the common word in each one of these scriptures is the word light. And I want to share with you a couple of experiences as to why I want to highlight light for day 10. I was talking to a good friend of mine. I was working on a musical number with her. And as we were talking, and she was asking me questions about my separation, she made a very interesting comment. And it at first made me feel really uncomfortable because maybe it was so foreign that I could see myself differently, um, the way that she was seeing me. And she was saying that, and she has known me for several years. She was my ministering sister. And she said, you have changed. It's as if you have become angelic. Like there is this light around you. And at first I'm like, light? Like, I don't feel any different. And so, she was very heartfelt. She was really sincere. And so I thanked her for that insight and that observation. And ever since then, I had been really pondering about that in my heart. And then just recently, I went out with a good friend of mine for my birthday, and we were just we were catching up, talking about what we had been up to, and just sharing our experiences in the healing journey of our clients and things that we were doing to improve upon our own self. And I was telling her about how I've been immersed in being trauma informed, especially in embodiment work, and how much I've loved it and what I've been learning, and also giving her some insight of her own experiences. And she stopped me and she said, You know, do you realize that there is this light like around you? Like you are shining, you are glowing. Has anyone ever told you that? And I could honestly say yes. But again, I was really taken back because I I guess I don't feel any different. And but again, after that conversation, I really sat and just kind of pondered upon that. And then I actually remembered other instances where friends have said, "You've changed, you're different." Like, I mean, you've always been faith-filled, you've always been a woman of covenant, but like something's different. Like you are shining, you are glowing. And it made me really reconsider what these verses really mean. That what if this being a light of the world or letting your light shine is not only just symbolic, it's not only just theological, but it is actually literal. Like the literal light of Christ can be manifest through you. Like people can actually see your light. And if they can't see your light, I know that they can feel the light of truth, feel the light of goodness, of healing, of love. It is possible to get to that point of allowing the light to shine forth. That it's not just a principle. This is not just a 5-letter word. That actually you could be, I guess, kind of like glowing in the dark. And so, how can you get there? Now, I'm not here to say this is the formula, this is the principle, this is what you need to do. But I think what the story that comes up for me, and I think this would be a really great analogy and imagery, is President Monson, and he was telling about a story about a couple. And they had moved into this home. And one day, the wife looked out the window and started criticizing her neighbor for hanging up laundry that seemed dirty. Do you guys remember this story? I'll have to find it and then I'll have to link it in the show notes because I don't remember where it was, but I know it was President Monson. And every day or whenever this neighbor would come out and hang her laundry, she would make a comment about how the laundry was so dirty. Until one day she looked out and she's like, oh my gosh, her laundry's so clean. What happened? And her husband said, well, I finally cleaned our windows. And so what was really going on was that her own windows were dirty. Like they needed to be clean. So I just want you to consider what it's like if we were windows that can actually shine the light out. And it's our job to clean it. It's our job to really look inward and ask ourselves, what are my biases? What are my prejudices? Where am I being judgmental? Now, when I'm asking you these questions, I please, and you get to take it for however you want to take it. But I just want you to know that I'm not asking these questions from a place of I'm better than you. I am on a pedestal. I'm clearly not. And I can say this because I've had to do a lot of inner work, you guys. I I cannot tell you the number of times God basically told me, you need to ask forgiveness from your spouse. And him telling me this is where you got it wrong. This is because you need to fix some things within you. And I have to say that those are some of the hardest prayers to pray and some of the hardest answers and lessons to receive. But I have found that it is the only way to clean your window. It's the only way to take the grime off. And it might take several rounds of this, if not more, to come to a place of humility and to realize that the issue is the beam in your own eye. And what's the worst case scenario? Yeah, swallowing that pill, it's a big pill at times. But man, the things it can do to you spiritually is without price. It is priceless. It is eternal. And this world needs more women at the well that is shining their light so bright, that is shining their truth with love, with humility, with grace, with peace, to bring about change, to bring about healing. It's our divine calling, ladies. We are sisters, and we need to come together. In a dark world, one candle, one city, one temple, one flashlight is insufficient. And I know you are out there. I know that deep down inside, you know your capacity to be a light. You know your capacity to shine in the face of others. And sometimes that calling, it can be scary. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of doubt in our capacity. I've been there. I get it. I still feel some doubt. And yet I still say that prayer. Where do I lack? How can I be corrected? Will you chastise me? Will you show me what I don't know that I need to know? Does it get easier? Sometimes. Sometimes it gets easier. But you keep doing it, you get spiritually tough. Like that spiritual skin, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And you can take more and you can receive more abundantly. And that receiving, that abundance, it's not a worldly concept. It's not a tangible principle. It is a spiritual principle. And that's where you begin, is to get there spiritually, the light of Christ to shine in you. Because you are single, you are at one meant with your Savior, Jesus Christ. You can do this, and you must do this. The world needs you. Christ needs you. Our heavenly parents need you. It is all necessary for the coming forth of the second coming of Jesus Christ. Letting our light so shine is another way of gathering Israel. And we need to be gathered first so that we can help others and invite them through the light of Christ, the literal light of Christ, you guys. I am still so blown away that I am a window, a vessel that is getting cleaner and cleaner. And sometimes I don't want to. Like there are moments. But at the end of the day, deep down inside, I want to mirror out into the dark world the light of Jesus Christ. I cannot help it. And I know you can be that light too. And the more of us that come together, the more of us that is brought together, can you imagine the healing, the miracles, the manifestations that can come and that can be brought out? One of the greatest prophecies is that as the time of Christ comes closer and sooner, miracles will increase. And you know why that's what's going to happen? Do you know why? It's because women like you and women like you and me will be shining the light of Christ. And we will be calling upon the powers of heaven to those that are in need. I just want you to take a moment and think about that. Think about the implications of living a Christ centered, a Christ light life. There's nothing you cannot do. There's nothing you cannot achieve in the name of God. And so, as the Christmas day is approaching, I want you to truly sit in the discomfort, if it feels uncomfortable, in the discomfort of your capacity to be a literal light that shines in the darkness, a literal light in the world, a little city that is set on a hill, a candle. And then to ask, what is needed for you to have the capacity to shine brightly? What is needed from you? What is it that you need to know? What is it you need to change? What is it that you need to become more of? to be that kind of vessel. I know you can do it. You must do it. So many people need you. The light of influence that you have in your corner of the world is necessary and needed. I promise you that. I have learned that and I'm continuing to learn that truth. But we're in it together. I'm with you. I really am. I love you, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.